Hi guys, in this review I'll be looking at the MMB Max 5.0 AI box adapter for wired Apple CarPlay systems. If you followed this channel for a while, you would have already seen a few reviews of the MMB Max, as its name has stayed the same. But over the past year we've seen a few features being implemented with each revision. Earlier versions of the MMB Max had a lot going for it, but sadly it lacked the performance power to equally match what is one of the best user interfaces on any AI box. All MMB needed to do is give it a better CPU, and thankfully they've been listening, because this time around they have both released their 4.0 and 5.0 editions of the MMB Max. Both the 4.0 and 5.0 editions have replaced their previous generation's much underwhelming MediaTek CPU with a similar CPU that's found in many other leading AI boxes. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 6125 or 665 and the 6225 or 680 in the 4.0 and 5.0 respectively. In this review we are jumping straight to the slightly faster MMB Max 5.0 with its Qualcomm 6225 CPU, 8GB of RAM, 128GB of storage, and its Android 13 operating system. If the 5.0 packs the necessary power to truly enjoy its best-in-class user experience, then we're definitely in for a real treat. So let's first dive in and see what comes in the box. In the box you get a short paper instruction manual, there is the MMB 5.0 itself, and finally there are two USB power cables, one featuring USB-C to C for more modern CarPlay ports. Let's look over the adapter then. At a glance of its exterior, it can appear that nothing has changed from the MMB Max 3.0 that we've seen before, but there are some subtle changes to its casing as well as its I/O ports. The micro HDMI port from the 3.0 also features on the 4.0 MMB Max, however it isn't included in the 5.0 edition. After connecting the AI box adapter to my CarPlay USB port, the main boot intro soon fires up and rests on the home screen within around 34 seconds. The home screen has seen some slight revisions to the 3.0. Its status info remains in the lower right hand corner, and the bottom app shortcut drawer now displays a 6th shortcut slot alongside the same overview home button and Google Assistant toggle button on the left hand side. Above you'll find more simplified set of widget panels to the ones featured on the 3.0. Instead you get a customization main widget panel that currently displays Google Maps, whilst alongside it are two main panels to access CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as interact with any media playback that's currently playing. Customization of these widgets are no longer available, and displaying a different wallpaper is only possible by diving deep into the main Android wallpaper settings area. Swiping left will access a screen of metadata for its hardware, which feels like a little untapped and unnecessary, and you can also pull down from the top of the screen to reveal a slightly restricted set of Android OS shortcuts. Various apps have been pre-installed onto the MMB Max, including the fan favorites YouTube, Spotify, Google Maps, Disney+, Hulu, and Netflix. You can also split screen apps on the MMB Max 5.0, allowing you to have apps such as Google Maps navigation sitting alongside YouTube video, for passengers of course. In the adapter's settings menu, there is a split screen setting to customize the width of each split screen, but for me it didn't seem to do anything once I confirmed my options. Many more Android apps can be downloaded from the Google Play Store as soon as you give the AI box its much needed internet connection. To get the MMB Max 5.0 online, you choose to either throw in a data SIM card, connect it to an in-car local Wi-Fi network, or connect the adapter to your mobile phone hotspot to supply it with an internet connection. You will need to do this to give any internet-based application that are pre-installed or downloaded onto the adapter. Thankfully on the MMB 5.0, switching between internet connected Android apps and Apple CarPlay on Android Auto is done automatically and fairly seamless, without the need to turn Wi-Fi off and hotspot on, thanks to a new option that enables both Wi-Fi and hotspot to function at the same time. This will only work with a separate Wi-Fi network to the connected phone, but it works well and if you have the hardware available, such as an in-car Wi-Fi network. Otherwise, the next best option is to use a SIM card for providing Android apps internet and leave the Wi-Fi connection for connecting your device to wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. CarPlay and Android Auto work in the same fashion as their earlier adapters, likely running an AutoKit version of the software. Connection is relatively fast at 10 seconds for CarPlay and 18 seconds for Android Auto. Including the OS boot up time of this AI box, this will not be as fast as a dedicated wireless wireless CarPlay or Android Auto adapter. Auto boot into the connecting app is also required if you desire a quick launch into CarPlay or Android Auto soon after the adapter's initial boot up. Navigation and audio lag are good and fairly smooth, but its frame rate and feel seems a little lacking due to its rather frustrating low-end Wi-Fi spec. The frequent dropouts I experienced in my earlier tests in CarPlay seem to have also been fixed after I applied the newer 2024-0307 update. Since then, CarPlay has been more stable overall, which is a relief. Android Auto seems to also bring some much needed improvements to the 5.0 MMB Max. Resolution is greatly improved and the screen ratio is almost near perfect. So everything now appears much sharper and less squashed. Navigation and audio lag is a little faster than CarPlay, which is the norm, so the 5.0 brings a massive upgrade to the general experience for Android Auto users. Calling from both platforms performed and sounded great.
Hello? 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 Hello?
With little delay in overall call return, and although audio messages were a little higher in volume gain than some other adapters that I've tried.
Hi, this is Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and this is an audio test using the MMB Max 5.0, and this is an audio test using the internal microphone of my Golf.
It was still acceptable and not distorted. Another omission that's been remedied on the 5.0 and likely the 4.02 is dual Bluetooth support. Previously missing on the 3.0, the 5.0 can now connect to Bluetooth controllers and remotes for easy browsing of screens without a touchscreen interface, as well as control Android-based mobile games. As for its overall performance, the Qualcomm 6225 chipset offers some much needed oomph to the new MMB Max 5.0. Its processing power no longer holds back the general usability of its interaction and apps, and although it's not the fastest AI box out there, it is certainly a step forward for the MMB Max overall. Browsing video streaming content is generally improved, and navigating and launching menus makes using the MMB Max far more enjoyable now. Gaming has also been greatly improved on the 5.0 over the 3.0 MMB Max, but as it still uses the same Adreno 610 GPU from the QC6125 chipset, you won't see the same significant gains in games as the higher spec AI boxes that run the Qualcomm 6490 chipset with its pixel flexing Adreno 643 GPU. It is certainly a step forward for the MMB Max, but if gaming is your thing, there are performing adapters out there at a price that is just a small arm's reach away from this 5.0 MMB Max. I found that the MMB Max has always been a good video streamer, and the 5.0 is no different. On my portable CarPlay display, there was an acceptable plus 200 millisecond audio delay, whereas in my Golf I experienced around 500 to 600 milliseconds of audio delay. So your own experience will vary here from its YouTube app. However, local video files and videos streaming from Netflix didn't suffer as much lag on my Golf MIB 2.5 system. The MMB Max 5.0 currently retails for $168.30 using my 10% off coupon code CarPlayLife from the CarPlay MMB store. And I'll put links to this adapter in the description down below so you can learn more about it, support my channel, and buy yourself one. Overall, the 5.0 is a huge leap forward for the MMB Max brand. It's just a shame it's taken this long to get it right. But over the past year, this 5th edition has a lot going for it to make it a leap into one of my top favorite CarPlay AI box adapters that you can buy today. Right now, it is competitively priced against its closest rivals. However, like with many other AI boxes, they all do share similar hardware and underlying software. So there's very little difference between them, other than a few different options in the settings menu, its casing, and its overlaying user interface. The MMB Max 5.0 does bring a much more refined launcher design than its competition, with solid video playback and a positive experience for both wireless Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay. It's a case of a better late than never when it comes to the MMB Max 5.0. Credit is due that MMB has listened to feedback and refined its Max adapter over the past year, and now in its 5th edition, we are at where it should have been on day one, but at a time now where its competition has started to move forward with much faster CPU and GPU processors and additional refinements. Maybe in the future, its 6.0 edition will be the ultimate sweet spot for the MMB Max. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If it has, leave me a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. You can help support my channel by sending me a super thanks along with your comment or question. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.